With that being said, what are the largest obstacles for Skycoin from a technical and business from technical and business development perspectives?
Managing software developers is like herding cats. That's
Yeah.
and everything takes 6 times longer than you want it to.
Yeah. That is true. That is true for sure.
I think that um, the biggest obstacle, like we want to do mesh networks, and that means producing hardware, shipping it, getting 100 people in some city to start setting up a network. And we thought this would be really easy. We had 100 people fighting each other to basically get antennas and go up on the roof and set up this New York mesh net. And then we actually did it. People didn't want to climb up on the roof. They have jobs. They're busy. They got locked in the house because of coronavirus. They said yeah, yeah, yeah. But then as soon as they realized how much work it was to get it set up, they just disappear. They're like, yeah, send me free stuff. Send me free stuff. We send in the antennas, and then only 2 people ended up doing it. So we realized we have to improve usability. We have to make it so you just set it up and it just works. They don't have to use Linux. That people can do 1 or 2 steps, but not 20 steps. And so there's a lot of things that you learn, and everyone says, yeah, yeah, we want the mesh net, yeah, yeah, but really very few people actually, if you have to get off your ass and do something and build up a community group, it's a grassroots movement or it's a social movement. And you have to build a social movement. You have to tell people have to understand why they're doing this. And it's not about, and yeah, they'll make some money, but it's not about money. It's mostly ideological. Like, people did not get into Bitcoin because at the start, because they said we want to make a lot of money. They got into Bitcoin because they said screw the Fed, screw these bailouts. Look at Cyprus; they're going to do that to us here. Screw the 2008 TARP bailout. Screw these banks. Screw the government. They were angry. People were angry. They were pulling their money out of the banks, putting in the community banks, putting in the Bitcoin, putting into the gold. They did not do this to make a quick buck, right?
Mhm.
It's not like so a lot of the things aren't about money, they're about people's values. So you really have to build a core group that's prepared to suffer to get the change the world basically. And then as soon as it starts working, the bandwagon and all these other people sort of roll in, and they all rush in to make money and jump on the movement. But so this is it's just how it is. So we have to set up community groups in each city, make sure they have the equipment they need, plan out the network, build it out, build up momentum, build up local media relationships, build up connections with local community groups that could help push this forward. And they have to understand why they're doing this. So it's more like an NGO or a nonprofit or a public interest thing. In so this is really a question about organizing people. It's not only just about the technology and getting the software working and the hardware. That's really hard, but we're engineers. We can handle that. We get a problem, we solve it. But the social problem and the human element, I think that's the most important thing, and that's the hardest part for us. It's not just our marketing. It's not just like moon, 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 Lambo, Lambo, moon, moon, hodl, Lambo, moon, moon, moon. That's what people
Yeah.
like. We're really building a replace the re-decentralizing the internet. Like, do you want your telecom infrastructure owned by some mega corp monopoly that's spying on you and then exploiting you, or do you want a free internet? So this is more. It's more about freedom than and then of course you can make money owning the hardware, or get coins and this and that, things like that. But the core message here is a community interest message. It's about, if we don't do this, humanity is not going to be survive on the earth. It's going to get screwed up. The um I'm seeing what's happening, and I can't even talk about this because I think they delete the video. I get in trouble. But it's bad. What's happening right now with the politics and happening in Google and Facebook and the government, it is apocalyptic. People are like, they see this stuff happening, like that O'Keel guy or this or that, this leaking this video or interviewing this employee and whatever, and they saw the Snowden leaks with the NSA and the how much surveillance the government was doing on people. It's 100 times worse actually that what's anything that people would even believe right now. And not only like what they're doing with this data, why they collected the data in the first place, who has it, what's being used for it, and what will it be used for in the future. It's basically you're going to wake up one day in your country and their government's going to fine you $200 because you went outside your house. They're tracking you by your cell phone, and we quarantine you, and you're violating your curfew. And a lot of people right now, they feel like they're living in a Nazi totalitarian state. Like you look at Australia, and you look at like like 4 people died, and then police beating people on the street for not wearing masks. Like you see, it's just like these people, as soon as there was a crisis, they went into Nazi mode. And now imagine these governments with this NSA data and this mass surveillance data, and some of these Western countries, they're going totalitarian. They're becoming Nazi states. And it's and I don't like this to say that, but it's going to be it's depressing. But basically, we need to take control of the internet infrastructure. We need to take it back from these companies, from the governments, and we need to have a free media where people can have a discussion that's not basically astroturfed by the corporations and special interests and by governments. And it's just and we don't have that. It's like, here is the opinion that you're going to believe, and if you don't believe that, you're a Russian bot, or it's fake news, or your opinion doesn't agree with our fact checkers, so your opinion is wrong. So they're putting in thought control. They're telling people what they can and cannot believe. They say 2 + 2 is 5, and if you say anything else, it's fake. It's disinformation. It says your opinion is wrong. The government will tell you your opinion, and then it's just like, it's the stuff that people who fled the Soviet Union and came to America for freedom are trying to get Ukrainian passports and go back. That's how bad it is. I talked to some guy who does passport. It's like telling me, they're fleeing. The Jews in America are getting passports who fled the Soviet Union are trying to get passports for Ukraine in case they have to flee the United States. That's how bad it is right now.
I mean, hopefully it's not going to get that bad.